Hello, everyone. As you know, Blocked Party is going live for the second time on October 11th and 12th at the Biltmore Cabaret in Vancouver. Weekend passes are available now. Guys, not even a show, a couple Blocked Party shows. Brian Quinby is going to be flying up from Columbus, Ohio. It's going to be a fantastic time. Weekend passes are all one low price. They're available now at bit.ly/top3, the digit 3 weekend. And coming up on September 11th, if you can't make the full weekend,
Why did you choose that fucking date?
In honor of the troops.
No, it's in honor of Peep This Out's birthday.
Is he born on September 11th?
He actually is born on 9/11.
That rocks.
Yeah.
So yes, on 9/11 at 10 a.m. Pacific time, individual show tickets will also go on sale. So if you can't make it to every show, you are waiting to pick and choose, that'll be the date for you. So weekend passes available now, and then coming up in about a week and a half, we'll have individual show tickets. We can't wait to see you there. It's going to be a fantastic weekend. We're about 50% sold out right now. So don't delay. Get your tickets, and we'll see you at the Biltmore Cabaret October 11th and 12th. All right. See you in hell, Dan.
The internet is dead. Facebook is a graveyard. Twitter's now called something else. Can't remember what the details are. TikTok is a feed of ads. And Instagram is somewhere worse than that. I guess we'll try out Blue Sky and Threads, 'cause the internet is dead. But as long as there's a block button somewhere to press, as long as there's bad posts that need be addressed, as long as there's some segues that haven't been said, we'll be dancing through all of the grave of the internet. It's a block party with Stefan and John. Quack.
Hello, friends, idiots, and friends who are also idiots. Welcome to your favorite podcast about social media and rejection. It is Block Party. This is episode number 302. I'm John.
I'm Stefan.
And with us is a fantastic guest, a first-time guest on the program. He is a very funny comedian whose first album, Please Don't Kill Me, is out now. And perhaps his more important credit, my former student, Amar Singh, is here. Hi, Amar.
Hello.
Everybody. This is what happens when John teaches you.
I'm recruiting at all times, baby.
The idea that you're on this like decades-long scheme to create podcast guests.
Yeah, one. We've done 302 episodes. And we got
finally
one.
paid off. Yeah.
Yeah, we got one podcast guest out of it.
No one else ever came to show business or anything.
I don't think so. One of my
They were all
former
too successful for the show, I think.
Yeah, one of my former students is in the NHL,
No
and
offense.
we did do a podcast episode
That's
with
true.
him, and then he wouldn't let us release it. So
It was like right before the NHL draft, and it was a good episode.
Yes,
and
it was.
I was on my best behavior also.
we actually all were like it was the NHL draft was like a month away. He was projected to go in like the top 10 to 15 picks.
Wow.
He came over to my house. We recorded an episode, and I said to the guys,
our old show.
this is our
sports
old
podcast.
show, real good show, yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, guys, we got to behave. We got to be good. You know, he's about to be drafted.
Mhm.
We were all on our very best behavior. He didn't say anything bad. The whole, he was clearly, he's media trained. He just said nothing of any importance of or any trouble. And then within 5 minutes of leaving my house, he texted me and he was like, "You can't release that." And
I don't even remember what we said. I don't think there was anything.
It was like innocent and wholesome riffs, I assume.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We weren't I literally was trying to be good basically. And
I think we
get to the bone or anything.
Yeah.
I remember we definitely showed him an episode of Bar Rescue, and I feel like he didn't like that very much.
Yeah. Which maybe that's what did it. Yeah.
He doesn't want to come out against John Taffer publicly.
Fair enough, honestly. Yeah. And we were pretty pro John Taffer on that show. So
he's great. I love it.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I mean, look, I will say recent seasons of Bar Rescue, they don't hit like the old seasons used to. They're too polished, which I think you find that happens with all reality shows eventually when they go on for too long. Like 90 Day Fiance, we've started watching that again. And it's so good. But as you get into the later seasons, it ends up being all influencers who are trying to be crazy on purpose. And it's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
it sort of ruins the illusion. Whereas
If
like
it gets too good, they can like tell people to be crazier.
exactly.
But
Whereas
you need
with
genuine psychos.
yeah, with old Bar Rescue, it was like, oh my god, like this is like a bar in someone's like shed in his backyard. This is like fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, this is real. Like the Pirates episode, that's like a top 5, not even reality show episode of all time. That's like a top 5 TV episode of all time, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really good. I mean, yeah. So anyway, Amar, had a former student make the NHL. Yeah, well, actually, I should say too, and I guess you probably would have been graduated by this time, but I also had another student that was on a Disney show. And is now like a recording artist. He went to Elgin, so not your
Different
school, but
yeah.
but same hood.
Mhm.
But yeah, you would have graduated before him. But yeah, that was kind of like, I thought it looked like for a minute he was going to be very successful. He has like a successful music career now, but he hasn't really acted since the Disney show. But it was like, it was a Disney show where all the kids could play music. So he can play guitar and piano and sing and stuff.
Well,
so maybe we should bring him on too. I mean,
I think you should have him on instead of me.
I'll give him a call. I'll see if
it sounds like I am maybe one of the least successful of all of your students. Like in a larger general sense, because I think the rest of them like probably like finished university at a decent rate and then like got real jobs and stuff.
Oh,
or they joined the NHL.
Yeah, I mean, I have former students who are doctors and stuff.
Yes, yeah. I think they beat me out.
That's always so crazy to see when it's like someone you went to high school with is like a doctor now, and you're like, that's like a grown-up job. Like, what are we doing here? Come on.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that.
What the fuck? Yeah,
you're like
insane.
35, dude. How is that surprising to you?
It's surprising every single time. Well, because my job is this and playing video games on camera. So like, it's not.
Yeah, it is very dumb. I mean, so Amar, like we should talk about it a little bit because I did teach you, and I also helped you get your first comedy show.
Yeah, you did destroy my life.
So I'm sorry. I feel like I need to apologize publicly. I was just like, I remember when you sent me the email asking me about it. And I was like, oh, like, this is really nice. Like, he's going to go do the one show and that'll be it. And that's kind of funny and nice. Yeah. Because you were still in high school, I think, when you did the show, right?
Wow.
I was 17. It was like February. So I guess the second half of like grade 12, like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I was telling the story to somebody the other day, and I was trying to figure out, how did I know that you did stand up? Like, did you tell us, or was it a rumor that got around?
So it's
because I can't imagine you telling a group of.
I feel like you would keep that to yourself.
Yeah,
absolutely. I absolutely never volunteered that information. I mean, if kids asked, like, I think what would happen sometimes is that the teacher knew and then would tell the students. I don't think it was the teacher that I subbed for your class. Yeah. Because she wasn't really like that. And her and I weren't like close or anything. But like other teachers that I knew around the district that I taught for a lot, I think they would sometimes be like, I got you a substitute teacher tomorrow, and he's a stand-up comedian, so you guys are gonna love that, Right. And then I would come in, and then they would be like, "Oh, you're a stand-up comedian.
Tell us a joke. Yeah.
Tell us a joke or whatever." Yeah. So that might have, but that wouldn't have been it. Like, I would guess it would have just been like a rumor, maybe that you heard, or I don't know. But I was saying to Becca, my wife, I was like, I did actually teach you quite a bit because your teacher was off a lot. Like, I remembered subbing for your class quite a bit. Yeah. So like a lot of kids didn't have me that many times, but I feel like I probably taught your class, like 15 or 20 times maybe?
Yeah. I got to see you a bunch. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know how you knew, but you definitely sent me an email. I probably still have it. I should see if I still have it.
Oh, pull it up. It's definitely around there somewhere. Yeah. Wow. I sent you an email. Mr. Cullen, I want to try stand-up comedy.
Oh my God.
And then you sent me to a now defunct venue near your Olympic Village in Vancouver called the Sin Bin.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Boy to the Sin Bin.
Okay.
Which even I saw that and I was like, this can't be right. This can't be safe.
Well, now, okay, in fairness to me,
Mhm.
I would say that the reason why I sent you there is because it was an all ages venue. So it was hard to find a show for you to do
Yes, yeah.
where you could actually get in because it was a restaurant and bar.
Mhm.
Minors were allowed in there. So that
Yeah.
I think is why I would have suggested it.
Mhm.
So it's not,
It makes sense.
it makes
I don't
sense, but I
think you have to
agree.
defend yourself for these decisions.
I mean, I do kind
It
of.
was a very normal sports bar. It wasn't anything crazy. It was for some reason called the Sin Bin.
I guess it's like the penalty box, right? Like is the sin bin. So like,
Is
was
it
it like,
called the Sin Bin? All right.
Yeah.
I've heard it called the sin bin before. Yeah.
It is called the Sin Bin, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's
Wow,
why.
that,
Yes, you're right.
that's a ton of context. I don't really watch sports. I had no idea that was a thing. I'm just
It
like, oh, I
is-
guess the sports bar is like sexy.
It's a nickname for the. It's a nickname for the penalty box in hockey and rugby.
Yes.
That's kind of like the two main sports
Sin
that it's. a
Bin.
thing.
Sin bin.
Okay, let me
yeah.
see if I still have it here. I think I do. Okay, yeah, here we go.
Wow. This is
All
from
right.
when? When is this from? What year?
This is from
2013?
this
my
is
God.
from January 25th, 2013.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Cullen, this is Amar, and I was wondering if you know of any open mics that I could do stand-up at. All the ones that I can find are 19 plus.
They were.
And I said, hey, Amar, yes, there are. I'm glad to hear you're wanting to get into stand-up. That's pretty cool, man. Glad to hear it. It's a very difficult art,
Lying.
one that is
Lying.
very self-rewarding. Yeah, I'm lying. But one that is very self-rewarding in both the laughter and good vibes you receive and in the challenge it poses you as a creative individual. Getting started
Whoa.
at a young age is always cool too. It will allow you to grow so much. I didn't start until I was 25 and I regret not doing it earlier. Anyway, the Sin Bin in Vancouver is one that comes to mind immediately. It's a restaurant primary establishment, so it's all ages. They have an open mic on Sunday nights that is open to anyone. I know the guy who runs it and I can probably get you on. Would that work for you? And then you said, if you can get me on next Sunday, that would be awesome. How much material will I need? I have about 2 to 3 minutes right now. I might be able to get it to 5. And thanks again for helping me out with this. It's something I wanted to do for a while. And then we exchange it back and forth. And then, yeah, I got you on the show and I guess you went and did it. So
Yeah.
how
There
did
you
your
go.
first show go? Like, I feel like we did talk about it when you were still in school.
Yes,
But
yeah, way back when. But it was weirdly fun. Like the next 20 to 30 were pretty bad. The first one was actually pretty fun. It was Brendan Bork hosting. A
Yep.
friend of the pod, maybe? I don't know. if
he's never been on the pod, but he's a
Yeah.
friend of mine. Yeah.
yeah, friend of human, friend
Yeah.
of man.
Yeah.
He was hosting. And I remember, I had like a couple of jokes. I think only one or two like straight up didn't work. And then I got off stage and I was like, I'm going to do this a bunch, I think. I think I really like this. I think even then I could kind of tell that I was like, this is really going to get in the way of a lot of stuff. This is really going to cause like a problem in my life. Because I've been trying to do something. I'd like done the theater stuff like in school, and I had like played a little bit of music. I was trying to make beats on my computer. I did slam poetry for like 2 years
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
at the Vancouver's now also defunct Café des Soleils.
Yeah.
And I would go there and I was like writing like funny poems because I just didn't connect it in my head that you could just do stand up. And then I did it and I was like, oh, this is way better. I'm
Were you
so
doing
tired
like
of
like limericks and
making
stuff,
everything rhyme.
or funny slam poetry?
funny slam poetry, but I did insist on having it rhyme.
Okay.
It would be like me 17 being like, I like this girl, but I don't know what to do. How should I ask her out? And then it'd be like something funny. I don't know what I did.
I'm
That
imagining
hits,
you going
yeah.
to slam poetry and doing limericks. Stefan, like, what world are you living in?
I think that could be a good bit, to be honest.
Just
Like,
someone goes on before you and does like a 7-minute slam poem about like the use of torture as a war mechanism.
Yeah.
And then you get up there and you're like, there once was a guy named Amar. He was a very cool, or no, his life wasn't really a bummer.
yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still in high school. I think it's pretty cool. and this
I'm really
girl in the
excited
front
for
row,
summer.
can I get your number?
Ooh,
That's
John.
honestly off the dome. That's pretty good.
You should
do
do a lot
Limerick.
more girls that slam poetry, man.
Dude, I'm signing up. I need to email someone hey, I've been thinking about doing limericks for a while. Do you?
You should email me. I'll get you into slam poetry. John,
Like-
you have to cheat on your wife at slam poetry, dude. It would be so awesome. That would be so sick.
Now, did you, because this was the other thing, and I always thought about this, like, so I'm not going to try to blow up your spot here, but like you were taking IB courses at the time. You're, you know, smart kid, and I took IB classes as well. Like,
The thing is that I went to IB because I did want like to learn more faster.
It looks like it paid off.
But like that wasn't coming because like school was too easy. I was just like crazy in high school, and I was obsessed that I had to like save the world, that I had to like solve the energy crisis. So I was like, I need more advanced courses. And then I got into IB, clearly was not smart enough to be there. Like bad grades, basically in everything except English, which you were teaching. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I guess I didn't know that aspect of it. I mean, yeah, I remember the one kid in your class that won that like super prestigious scholarship or whatever.
Yeah, Fred's dude.
Fred, yeah.
$200,000 scholarship to Oxford.
Yeah, I remember that. And I remember because he used to sleep in English every day.
Yeah.
And I would bug him about that. And I like every time I was there, he was sleeping. Mm-hmm. And I would wake him up and I'd be like, what the hell are you doing? And he would just be like, English doesn't matter. Like, I don't care about this. Like, I'm going to school for science and English. I'll pass this class without a problem. And I stay up until 1 a.m. studying every night. And then English is like my nap time. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And then like a month later, he got that scholarship. And I was like, okay, I guess
he clearly had a plan for his life.
Clearly, yeah. No, but I was going to say, like, so yeah, you were in IB, and I mean, you traveled to IB, like you were in a different school before, and you like transferred to do IB. So I always wondered, like, did your pursuit of stand-up like really piss off your family? Because I always just like, I sit at home and I'm like, I know we joke about me like ruining your life, but I'm like, did I really make his family upset that they're like, our kid's in IB, he's a genius, and you're like, I'm going to pursue stand-up comedy actually.
Like it's that something would have happened no matter what. Is what I'm convinced of this at this point. Like I think I would have been a little more committed to school and stuff if the stand-up wasn't there. But also, I would have been so sad and so bored. And I would have been like, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something way more fun than this.
I mean, John was able to pull off doing comedy and IBS. So, like,
okay.
It's like,
I was in IB also, though, Stefan. I was in both.
Okay.
Maybe that's how I got IBS.
You got IBS at IB?
Yeah, I got 2/3 of the way there.
That'd be stressful.
Like,
yeah. Wow.
IB is stressful.
Is it? Yeah.
That's what IBS stands for. IB stressful.
IB stressful. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I'd be stressing.
That's just off the dome as well. We're just kind of wrapping around here.
Dude, you are on one today.
Brother, you're telling me, dude. Fuck. Okay, so I didn't
Yeah, you didn't destroy my life, and my parents I think they think it's cool that I do stand up. I think they would rather that I work harder on school and stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
But now I'm out of school and I'm trying to find a job and the market's bad. So I'm like, it's not my fault. I did the stuff, you know, I made it through.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
If you did the school, you did all the work. Like, the job should just be there, I think.
They should just be there.
Yeah.
They are.
Absolutely. Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit.
I'm getting truly getting screwed by AI right now. I got like I guess you'll be happy to know this, Mr. Cullen. I got a degree in math. I got a math and computer science degree. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
So I did pull it off in the end, you know?
That is great.
But AI is like fucking you over because everyone's just using that instead for like math stuff.
Like anything that I could do as an entry-level programmer, AI can now do better than me. and it's like getting better way faster than I'm getting better at programming. So I'm like, hey.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I use AI for, I think the only moral use of AI is what I use it for, which is creating pictures of Yoda, like sucking his own dick, or like fucking, like fucking Slimer, or like I'll make one right now. I'll do one right now.
Please make one for me.
Okay.
How'd you get the safeguards turned off on the AI?
Oh, I'm in a group chat, and a buddy of mine in there, like,
Amar asking Stefan how he does anything on the internet that's kind of a non-starter question, really.
My friend runs
his own group chat. I got you.
He runs his own like AI thing, like out of like an extra computer in his garage, and it's very funny because we will occasionally like overload it with requests of like Yoda like spreading his butthole open, and he has to like go out and like he'll like hear his computer like fucking spinning up super loud, and he has to go out and like reset it in the garage because we've asked for too many Yoda porno pictures.
Why is it always Yoda? You've done this like 40 times in this podcast, and it's always
okay. Do you want
Yoda.
me to change it up? I could do Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, let's see that.
Yeah, how about you? You should do you.
Well, I don't want to do that. No, I'm gonna do Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, I wonder what AI does. AI know you? Have you ever tried to do like Stefan Heck?
It's kind of like it's done like kind of, but not real. Like there's just not enough out there. I think.
What about Jesse Farrar?
We've tried. It's just like a generic looking white guy. I think. But it kind of just looks like Stefan. I think. Yeah. So
I do look like a very generic.
You do. Yeah. Guy. Yeah. I think we could probably make you. The problem is there's so many John Cullens, right? It might do the hockey player first.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Jar Jar,
there's a John Cullen like cartoonist as well. Well, his name is John Cullen Murphy. But he's like
get it to do one of his cartoons, but it's
that's probably he did Prince Valiant, the Prince Valiant comic strip.
Oh, that comic strip sucked, dude.
Oh yeah, big time.
That was one of those comics where like as a kid I used to love reading the funny pages, and then you'd be like there'd be like that and like Rex Morgan MD back.
I was gonna say Rex Morgan MD.
Who the fuck is this for? I need all the fans of this to like pass away already, so we can get something else.
Doonesbury was always one too.
Yeah, but that one had jokes at least.
I think Doonesbury is like actually good, but when you're a kid, you're like, get rid of this fucking bullshit. Give me more Hagar the Horrible.
Oh, Hagar the Horrible. Give me Beetle Bailey. You know?
Beetle Bailey.
Oh yeah, what a legend.
Wonderful.
I like Foxtrot.
Yeah, I loved Foxtrot. Foxtrot was good. Yeah. Baby Blues was pretty funny, I feel like. I remember For Better or For Worse fucking sucked. That was some Canadian bullshit. I mean, I was just like, because it was so melodramatic. There was a Teletoon show as well. I asked for Jar Jar Binks fucking Yoda, and it's just created two Yodas. So let me try this again without Yoda. I'm going to try one without Yoda here.
It's funny that the Yoda influence on the algorithm is too powerful.
We literally have taught the algorithm so much about Yoda that it like nails Yoda every single time, but it doesn't really know Jar Jar Binks enough. So I'll just do nude obese Jar Jar Binks jacking off in his computer chair, explicit. Gay pornography.
Get it to recreate the whale.
With Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, I'll give that a go. Let's see. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, we can talk while we're waiting.
And see, Amar, like I kind of, in a way, I sort of like never stop teaching you. You know?
You're like, every day I learn something new from you, Mr. Cullen. Every day.
Oh boy. Okay.
That is really funny.
Here we go. It's loading up here. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Okay. It doesn't really look like this is what it made. Dan, I'm going to send this to you. Okay. On Discord. I'll just post
Usually Stefan doesn't get this horrified by his own creations.
It's just kind of like frightening. Like it just doesn't look like Jar Jar Binks at all. Like it's just like a guy. Like it's just really strange.
I'm assuming I won't be able to share this with the audience.
No, I think you probably could because you don't actually see like any genitals or anything. It's just like
yeah.
I think this is fine to show on YouTube probably.
Probably.
Dan's the judge, I think here. Yeah, I think this is okay to show, but it doesn't look like Jar Jar Binks at all. Like you can kind of see it a little bit.
Whoa!
Because the
that is unsettling. You're right.
It's unsettling, right? Because the long hair, I think, is supposed to be Jar Jar's like
Yes, his
flaps
ears,
or whatever,
yeah,
right? Like
or whatever
I
they
shouldn't
are,
say
yeah.
flaps. But like
That's offensive to
yeah,
those
yeah.
guys.
I think that is offensive. But and he's got like a neck tattoo or something as well. And
Does
like
Jar Jar Binks have like this? Feels too much like the AI didn't do a lot of work and just
No.
found like one guy and made
It
his face look.
feels like
weird.
I kind of asked for like a human version of Jar Jar Binks, and it
Yeah.
sort of did that. But it's I don't know. I think we need to train the AI on Jar Jar Binks a little bit more. But like I said, this is I think
wish the first Star Wars had that guy instead
Yeah,
of Jar Jar Binks.
I think this is the only moral use of AI because we are actively making the AI stupider, right?
Yeah.
So we're making the AI worse and stupider, and it only knows about like Yoda's like asshole and penis, and sometimes he has a pussy, but like
Yeah.
it really depends on what the AI is feeling that day. But yeah, I mean, I'll show you what it made for Jar Jar Binks fucking Yoda, and this. We could probably show this on YouTube as well, I think. But Dan, if you want to,
we could probably show this. I don't know.
Yeah, Amar. By the way, I went to school as well. I just want to be clear here. I did go to school also. So
What'd you go to school for?
classical studies.
What is that?
I don't fucking know.
He doesn't even know.
It's like Greek and Roman like history and stuff. This is what it made when I asked.
He knows so little about it too, Amr. Like if you
It's
ask him
so
any
funny.
questions in that area about it, he knows nothing.
Like I think people who didn't go to school for that know more about it than I do at this
I
point.
think that's actually almost right.
I
yeah.
think if you had caught me like right after I graduated, maybe I would have known some more about it. But like, it's just Anyway, this is, I guess, like it's both Yoda. Like I don't really see a Jar Jar here, unfortunately. So
no, there's no
kinda,
Jar Jar.
It did kind of mess this up a little bit.
This
but
one is like wholesome to me. Like
yeah, it's like a family photo.
This actually
sort of.
looks like you know what this looks like? This looks like if there was an island of Yodas and National Geographic went and took pictures.
Oh my God, you're right. Yeah.
this is basically Yoda's in the mist.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Yes.
Wow. Oh
This
my
is
God.
like we captured a Yoda wife and daughter about to undergo some tribal ritual or whatever.
About to undergo their greenification to ascend to adulthood.
I think what's good, if you can bring that back up for a second, Dan, is the Yoda on the
And
left.
Dan, just don't take that down ever. Keep that up for the whole time.
What's good is the flesh, like not like the green is like Yoda's skin, I guess, and it looks like the Yoda on the left is wearing a tank top made of like human skin. If you
Yes.
look at the shoulder there,
100%.
there's like a gap.
Oh, so like how a person wore a green shirt, Yoda wears a
Yoda's
flesh
wearing
shirt.
a flesh shirt, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Sometimes the AI, I mean, it's fucking AI, so it's gonna be slop most of the time anyway. But like, and I think there's a couple accounts like this on Blue Sky as well. But the accounts that just aggregate all of they're usually called like Facebook AI slop. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like I think you're always in your head. You're like, man, like the internet must just be like really fucking up like young people and like kids' brains and stuff. And then you look at like the Facebook AI slop, and it's like, oh no, it's like really destroying like old people's brains.
Yeah, I think they're the ones who can't handle it.
They think it's all
Big
real,
time.
right? Like if you look
Well,
at the comments on that shit, it's just
It's very
brutal.
weird because I've talked about this, but I do still have Facebook and I
Yes.
look at it occasionally. And
Sure.
curling is obviously, one thing that I follow some pages on Facebook, some curling pages. So I get pushed curling news into my feed. And now there's all these like AI curling websites that just like aggregate. Yeah. Cause what they do, Amr, is like, I think it's just to fool people. They basically aggregate news stories about curling and then AI like spits out an article. And then old people, it gets pushed to their news feed because Facebook just pushes stuff to your news feed now.
Yeah.
And some of them are like really heinous. Like there's like a famous curler named Rachel Homan, and there was one going around a week ago or so, or 2 weeks ago, that was like, tragedy strikes as Rachel Homan's family dies in a house fire.
Jesus Christ.
And
Yeah,
it
it's
was
also
like-
like,
Oh
or
my
they're
God.
like accused of like embezzling money or something, right? And it's like an AI thing of them getting arrested, right? Like it's
Yeah,
that
So
a
it's
lot
not
of the time.
like oh, they won this game, but it's not
No.
real. It's like
No, it's like, yeah,
it's a pedophile. Like we have
100%. Or it will do that. They won a game, but it aggregates it from like a year ago because it's just like pulling. I guess it's just like scraping the internet. I don't know how AI works, but yeah, there was like one I saw the other day where it was like Brad Gushu like starts the season off with a win, and then like all these old people are commenting like, so great to see that they won or whatever, and it was a tournament win from last year.
Wow.
And so that's the thing is like it's these old people. That's the only people who are on Facebook now, and they just see these things that are
And
framed like real.
pages,
Yeah, exactly, and they're framed like real news articles. So they're like, oh, this is from curlingnews.edu. This must be a good source for curling news.
Oh,
It says it right there. So yeah, and then like obviously that's a little bit lighter because it's about curling, but then when you think of the more sinister
actual like news,
sinister ways that could be
political stuff,
it's not good.
Yeah, that's so brutal. God, like I mean, even just searching for like any like if like a video game has just come out and you're searching for like tips on it or something or whatever, right? And it's just like so much like AI aggregated bullshit, and like obviously we've talked about this before, but like Google just like is bad now. Like Google,
it's just wrong about a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, like the one thing that was like pretty steady and steadily like good about the internet was Google, and like Wikipedia. Wikipedia is still good, thank God.
Yeah.
But like Google is just like a
Google's
disaster.
funny because they didn't need to change. It was great.
No, not at all.
It's
They didn't need to
working
change
really well.
anything at all, and they decided to, and it's a total disaster. All the AI shit is great, is awful. The ads are like just everywhere, and like there's so many like if you're searching for like a company's phone number or something, the first two results are usually going to be like sponsored results for like people trying to like phish you and like get all your information. And like think about how many old people who are just like easily falling for that because they don't see the tiny text that says sponsored. Like
I'm taking like a course in AI right now so I can hopefully get a job because if you can't beat them, join them, you know?
Yeah.
And like it does make me feel crazy. Where like the more I learn about it, the more I'm like, oh God, this is such a genuinely useful tool for humanity, and no one will ever use it for that. It's only going to be used for evil and like the most complicated porn the mind could create.
I mean, I think from everything I've read, it's basically going to like completely collapse in like 2 years, like NFTs did probably. So like, we'll see.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because like in the course, they're like, oh, you can use this to like automatically detect tumors and stuff. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then you go online and you're like, wow, I've never seen so much furry stuff in my life.
I just think like OpenAI is like, I think they're getting like $100 billion in funding, but it's basically just to like keep them running because it's so expensive to run all the AI shit. And so like, they're just never going to make it's just, I don't know. At some point it's going to collapse, I think. It'll be really funny. Hopefully I'm still able to make my nasty Yodas because that is nice to do.
That's the level you want it to collapse to. It's like we've gotten rid of all of the we can't use it to find cancerous tumors anymore, but you can still make your nasty.
If I can
Yodas,
just make my Yoda porno, I'll be happy. That's all I need to do. You know? Yeah.
I mean, I think as long as I kind of like base it, backing up.
I really hope your friend doesn't get like raided or something because they're gonna find his computer and they're like, we don't even know what to do with you, man.
I always
like,
make sure
illegal, but we're gonna shoot you in the head.
Yeah. Well, I do always make sure to specify elderly Yoda because obviously there's like the baby Yoda who's like 50 years old in the show, but like
so it's fine.
Oh yeah, but like
it's fine if you like him.
Just to be safe, I am always asking for like old Yoda, and then it's like old, like wrinkly, like classic 900-year-old Yoda. So yeah, he's looking good.
Yeah, that's definitely what you want to make sure when people are. Oh, it's fine. Actually, he was always searching for legal Yodas.
Yeah.
18 plus Yoda.
Yeah.
Minors do not interact.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, it's just, I think.
I love your friend to go to jail for child porn because you looked up baby Yoda having sex with adult Yoda.
I just sent Dan a picture that on Discord and he hasn't responded to it yet. So I'm waiting to see what he says.
I didn't get a notification. Let me see what you sent me here.
Yeah.
I don't have anything. Oh. Now who's that?
I don't know. I just it was posted in a group chat. It popped up in the middle of the episode, and I was like, okay, well, I have to send this to Dan. If I send this to John, he'll kill me. So
it popped up indeed. Here, John, I'll send it to you.
No, I know.
You can just bring it up on screen here and just blur it out in the episode.
Well, I won't. I'll share it with you guys and not post it on the.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If you could do that. Yeah.
If I can find that here.
Yeah.
Why do I have to see it?
It's funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
Well,
There's
it's
a lot of
probably
stuff
not.
going on.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna find it funny though.
Yeah, it's
No,
pretty
you
funny.
will.
I bet I'm gonna laugh and laugh and laugh.
It's
Oh yeah,
it's
you probably will.
it's a pretty funny picture.
There
Oh
it is.
come on.
Wow, that is pretty funny.
It's pretty funny, right?
What is the point of
John,
that?
can you describe the photo since I can't put it on
No.
screen?
Yeah, can you do kind of the verbal alt text for this photo?
Yeah, please.
You're a teacher. Educate us.
Mhm.
How is
Tell
this
us what's going on in this
educating
photo.
anybody? Explaining what's happening in a
Okay,
photo.
John, I am a former student, and I would love to know what's going on in this photo.
Yeah, what's happening here?
Please, as a mentor, as a father figure, as a beloved friend,
Yeah.
teach me what's going on in this photo.
I haven't seen all of these Switch controller varieties before.
The alt
honest.
text
There's a lot of
is
colors.
Yeah.
the alt text is man is laying on couch in seductive prone position. Man is naked.
That's
With-
seductive.
Well, yeah, it's like the lean back, like the blow
I think
job
so,
pose.
yeah.
Oh,
His,
okay.
his cock is hard.
Yes, man has an erection. Man has a hairy chest. Man has six.
Okay, you're understating the hairy chest a little bit, I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like
You
one of
just
the
said
hairiest
alt
motherfuckers
text.
I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
but I
doing
think-
what the alt text would say.
Yeah, but when people hear that, they picture, oh, it's a little bit of hair. This guy is like Robin Williams hairy. Like, this is fucking crazy.
And man has 6 Switch controllers placed on various parts of his naked
Two
body.
on his legs. He has like a scar on his leg as well. It looks
I
like
love
maybe.
that you noticed that.
Wow,
Of course,
that's a
I'm
big
looking at
scar.
everything. Yeah, that is kind of. There's two
Oh,
of them.
that-
It looks like.
Is that veins or is that a scar?
It's too straight, I think, to be veins. I think.
Mhm.
I think those are. I think that's a scar, maybe, right? Or it could just be like a scratch. I guess.
This is
potentially.
just. Can we get this off the screen? I mean, this is just horrendous to look at.
We're done, yeah.
It's a good picture. I think it's. I think it.
Where did you even find this? And I don't. I don't even know if I care.
It was just posted in our group chat. so-
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's
just-
nice.
Did John
Yeah.
Hendren post this?
No, I think Oliver did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
all right. Time for the social media updates.
Well, that was my social media update. So
What a fucking good segue. Now let's move on. It's time to discuss what popped up in your feed. Who are you following? What did you see? Sports or politics, tweets and skis, hot takes on the TL or fast food freaks. It's our social media update.
How old are you now, Amar?
I'm 28.
Okay.
okay, yeah.
So 10 years ago, you and I had a very
11.
professional 11 years ago. We had a very
Yeah.
professional relationship, and now you're on my podcast, and my podcast partner is showing you pictures of a nude man with Switch controllers on his body and a boner. Great
Yeah.
stuff. Thank you, Stefan. for
And it's
that.
crazy, but I knew it was going to end up like this. The first moment I laid eyes on you, as soon as I looked at you, I saw this happening. I said, I want that life. I want that life more
What
than
can I
anything.
do for the next 10 years to make sure I get to that point?
How can I, like, in a sense, like, ruin my youth and not have, like, a normal university experience because I'm going up to do stand-up instead of going to parties?
Oh boy.
How do I get there?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I did everything I could, and here I am.
I'm so proud as your father figure that you just told me a few minutes ago. Amr, what's going on your social media?
Let's see. There's a couple. Oh, we were talking about AI. Have you guys seen those sad cat story
Yes,
AI videos?
Yes.
I
Yes.
love those.
Oh my
I
god,
love
yes.
those.
This is incredible. John cannot believe
Has
it.
this already
literally
been talked
just
about a
talked about
bunch?
this
Literally, it's our
week.
last bonus episode.
jeez.
no,
Oh, that's our last
Please-
bonus
Please keep
episode,
talking about
yeah.
it because I'm obsessed
Oh
with
yeah,
these.
you're
There's-
right. Yes,
they're
it was on the
so
bonus
fucking
episode
stupid.
with Libby Watson, patreon.com/blockbird.
They are so insane. They're so stupid, and it's the same song. Can you sing the song for John? It's the same song. Yeah, but it's them meowing.
It's it blows my mind every
Oh.
time.
It's so
It's-
good.
I hate this because
It's
go ahead.
it's been how I've been like kind of tracking the progress of mainstream AI because they started in like it's like a series of photos and then the photos start to get better and more detailed and more consistent with each other. And then now they're fully videos of like animated cats having stories. And I was like, wow, this is how we see it like evolve and become more powerful.
Yeah. And it's like being used for like you said, just the stupidest shit imaginable. And like, it's funny because like, I think like there's no one thinks that's real, right? Like no one is stupid enough to think that's somehow real, but like sometimes you read the comments and like genuinely like, cause you'll see the ones that get posted a lot, it'll be like an IDF soldier with like the hugest ass you've ever seen, and it's like please like this post to like support me and my fight, and then you get, and it's like the fakest shit in the world, because it'll be like she's like turned around in such a way where it's like almost like an MC Escher thing where like her ass is like her ass and her boobs are like on the same side, sort of.
You can see everything. It's great.
You can see everything at the same, and it's like they're so big, and it's like the fakest shit in the world, and you'll get like all these fucking
the real person's like spine like snapped in
it's
half.
like twisted, and
Such
you get
a
these
terrifying body horror.
Yeah, old guys in the comments being like, "I salute you, ma'am. Like, please come to America. Like, I can support you. Please, I love you." Like, it's fucking crazy. The cat thing is like, I think harmless enough because it's
like
everyone,
it's clearly animated and stuff, but
everyone acknowledges how fucking stupid it is. Like when I told John about it last week, he just couldn't. We showed one of the videos and he just could not believe it.
I couldn't believe it because you said you cry at them.
Well, I just say like it does.
That's why I couldn't believe it.
It does. It can get you. It can get you in the feels a little bit, John. Sometimes because
I'm also pissed because we're recording this on Thursday. Yesterday was Wednesday, which is when the Libby episode came out, and Becca had listened to it, and she was like, we were in the car, and she was like, I can't believe you've never seen those cat videos before. I'm like, cat videos don't come up for me on social media. I actively avoid all animal content online.
Yeah.
And she's like, but that song, like you've never heard that.
It's crazy
meow,
you haven't
meow,
heard the song.
meow, meow. And then she just started doing it, got stuck in her head, and then she kept doing it yesterday. And then now I come here and it's like,
it's
God
so
damn,
good. Amar, you could not have chosen something better for your social media update. It's like the perfect thing. Like, oh my God.
I love them so much. I like that they all have like kind of a moral lesson that as the videos have gotten more advanced, the moral lesson becomes less and less clear.
Yeah.
And more confusing. They're always about like working hard and being good at business. Like that's a very important thing.
A lot of the time it's
Taking care
that.
of your family.
A lot of the time it's like, don't be like pregnant and drunk drive at the same time, and like which is good advice, I guess, you know, but like it'll be like that, and then you'll see
don't be
like
pregnant and drunk. What are you adding drunk drive?
Because
I'm
just saying, like obviously, like
get hurt if you're driving.
It's implied there that like it's bad to be drunk and pregnant at the same time, but it'll show like a pregnant and it's always the orange cat for some reason, but it'll show.
Those cats are crazy.
They really are. It'll show a pregnant orange cat like drinking a bunch of beer, and then it'll cut to like an inside view of the cat inside the womb, and it looks all sad. And then
it's also drinking a beer.
Exactly, yeah. And then the cat will get into a car accident and it'll like run over another cat or something, and it's just all these cats getting their lives ruined, and that song is playing the whole time, and like it's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
It rocks. I love it. It's like making me so much stupider. Every time I watch one, I lose 1 IQ point. Like no question.
And you don't have that many left to give.
No, man, it's getting fucking low. I'm running low on IQ.
IQ only goes up to 200. So if you're losing a point at a time,
I'm really wondering.
it
didn't start at 200 for me. So
I know. I'm well aware of that.
Yeah.
I'm just giving people a sense of the scale.
Here's the thing. Every time I watch one of those videos, I lose an IQ point. I have to read like 5 books to gain an IQ point back. But I become stupider. So the books get harder to read. So I have to read dumber books, and then I have to read more of them. So it's like it's just a slippery slope. You know,
powering through Dr. Seuss, just trying to get back.
Oh my God, I had like 100 green eggs and ham just to get like half a point back, just to be able to draw a clock again.
You keep buying new copies every time you finish it.
Yeah, because I'm fucking stupid.
They do make me way dumber, and I think I like that about them.
Yeah,
like I like being slowly lobotomized by the internet.
It is kind of nice. It honestly is kind of nice. Dan gave the thumbs up there. Like I'm
Dan gave
on
the
board
thumbs
with
up
that.
as he was smoking weed from a pipe.
But like you said, from a pipe.
From a pipe. Yeah,
From a
no,
pipe. That's a
he
big
grew
step
up.
forward.
He got rid of the can.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Nice work, Dan. Great
I'm
job.
glad you guys are making enough money to get Dan a pipe. You deserve a pipe, Dan.
Yeah, we sent him a pipe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to be like in 5 years, nearly brain dead, like
Yeah.
atrophying in a chair, just kind of going like.
I'm almost there, man. I'm close. I'm getting there.
And like, you used to talk to people, you know,
Yeah.
used to like walk around
Well,
and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Some people do that. I
Yeah,
guess.
one step at a time for Stefan. Stefan, what's going on your social media?
Well, I was going to talk about Peep This Out, but I realized you're doing an Oasis update. Not just,
I am.
just to spoil it, but like,
Yeah,
look, Oasis is getting back together.
Yeah.
I don't think you're doing this one because I did see this going around. It's a story from 2017 about Liam Gallagher running into Paul McCartney. I don't know if you've seen this.
Yes, I have seen this.
This had me laughing so fucking hard because it's like the most Liam Gallagher thing imaginable.
He rules, man. You want to talk about dumb guys? Liam Gallagher is about as dumb as they get.
He's so stupid. He got Paul McCartney mad at him, which my understanding is like that's pretty hard to do. I think
He's like so dumb that it becomes a power.
Yes.
That he has.
Yeah.
100%.
So
and just like listening to him talk, you're like, how does his voice sound good?
It's
Because his talking voice is horrible.
It's so bad, dude.
So you're like, how does this guy
bad.
turn into the Wonderwall guy?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's so bad. But so I guess he was being interviewed and Paul McCartney got brought up and he was talking about how he's met him a few times and he says, I've met him a few times and he's been absolutely a dream. The last time I was at the Royal Albert Hall. He goes, why are you always in a rush? Sit down. I sit down and he goes, do you like margaritas? I said, yeah, but I had something before I come out. I don't eat it this time of night. He said, they're fucking drinks, you stupid prick. I thought he was offering me a pizza. That's so stupid. You have to be so stupid to think it's a pizza.
Like who even like no one ever says like what the toppings are on the pizza
they
when
wouldn't
they're
say, like,
offering you a pizza.
Do you like pepperoni? Like no one's saying that, right?
No.
Like no one's like and only
you know, out of the blue, do you want a pepperoni? And if someone says that, they're giving you a pepperoni stick.
exactly. It
I
would just be a pepperoni stick, probably. Yeah.
Is the implication here that Paul McCartney was mad because he thought Liam was taking the piss? Is that what he got mad about? That he thought Liam wasn't stupid? He just was like deliberately.
No, I think
understanding the
he was
question?
mad about how fucking stupid he was because he was
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't sound like he was mad.
Well, not mad. Like he's, I don't think mad, but like for him to react that way is very funny. Just
You
cursing him
stupid
out
prick.
and calling him a stupid prick is really, really funny. But just like the most like, do you want a margarita? You're like at the like, yeah, let's go out for drinks or whatever, right? And like to just completely misinterpret that. Like maybe the only person in the world other than his brother who would think that, probably, right?
Yeah,
I feel like Paul is not as
like.
stupid.
Is his brother smarter?
He's a bit smarter, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he?
It seems like it. Yeah.
Yeah, because Liam is the one who posts on Twitter all the time and is like really
Yes.
dumb on Twitter, right?
But his tweets are amazing.
they're so fucking funny.
They're
Yeah.
so good. Yeah.
Poetry. Yeah.
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 I'm excited for yours, John, because I think if it's the video I think it is, this is so fucking good.
There's two. I got
Yeah.
two. They're great. Yeah. So obviously Oasis announced they're reuniting and they're playing some UK dates next year. There's also some rumors of some North American dates as well.
Hello.
I'm here in Toronto. There's some
Damn.
heavy rumors of Toronto. So, maybe I'll have to find my way to an Oasis show in the year of our Lord 2025. But
How many times in a row do you think they could play Wonderwall before you're like, no more? You know, I'm saying 8. I think we can get to 8.
Oh, I mean, like Kanye and Jay-Z would play N-words in Paris like 12 times
That's
or
true.
whatever.
Really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. When I saw Kanye the last time, which was during the Life of Pablo tour, he played Famous 6 times, I think.
Wow.
And I didn't get tired of it. And Wonderwall, I'll be honest, I don't think I would ever get tired of it.
No,
Yeah,
I mean
pretty good.
it's such a good song. By the way, it was
great
very
song.
funny when Dan popped up this image and we briefly, or the Twitter page, and we briefly saw the guy's hairy chest and cock again.
Yeah, when you share a screen on here, it'll sometimes still have the old
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
in the memory
That
there.
was
so.
really nice to see our old friend there.
So it was nice to see all these Oasis clips going back around because, yeah, Liam has a couple fantastic ones. I can't remember. Vice really did a great job by deciding to just let Liam talk to a room full of children for some reason.
Genius.
They just sat him down in a beanbag chair and then just let kids ask him questions. One of the clips going viral is about farting. I don't think that one is nearly as good as this one.
If this is the one I think it is, this is incredible.
It is just perfect. So yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Go on, rosy cheeks at the back.
If you played a good song in a concert, do you get sweets after?
Yeah, sort of.
Fuck me. That's like so funny, man.
It's so funny. Like the timing is so good.
So good.
He
man.
answers it so fast. It's
That's
just like
perfect.
the way he
Yeah.
says "sort of." Yeah, sort of.
So,
That's really, really good.
God damn, that's so funny.
It's also
man.
great because, like, in the way he's answering the question, it could be any number of things. It could be women, it could be
Yeah.
drugs, it could
Yeah.
be booze, it could
It
be
might just be all
actual
of that,
sweets,
honestly.
it could be like
yeah.
M's.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. Dan, can we hear it one more time, please?
It's so good.
Go on, rosy cheeks at the back.
If you played a good song in a concert, do you get sweets after?
Yeah, sort of.
And he's holding back laughter too.
Yes.
Right?
the way he's saying it, I am inclined to say sex, but also I think he could literally get candy after his concerts.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
this
yeah.
doesn't happen every time. So he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's sort of.
Yeah. Really good. And then this is another one. This is also a classic video of Liam. He's backstage at a show and he's making his own tea. And he has a few comments about that as well.
Yeah, it's good for the voice, so I'm told. It's fucking good, man. Now, in the 90s, I got someone else to fucking do it, but now I can't fucking, money is tight, too tight to mention. Got to do it yourself, haven't you? No one buys records these days. In the 90s, I had about 4 people doing it. Little geezer doing a kettle, our kid, some other little doing that, and some other little fucking idiot doing that. Now you got to do your fucking, now you got to do it yourself these days, you know what I mean? Because these fucking little smart asses download fucking tunes for niche. And they wonder why there's no real rock and roll stars around. This is the shit you got us doing, fuckers. Yeah.
Oh my god, man. Yeah, he might be like the funniest person of all time. Jesus Christ.
It's so awesome.
That's
It's so
fucking funny,
awesome to
man.
just be like, I actually had 3 guys who made my tea.
Oh my god, man.
Some fucking idiot did put the sugar in it for me.
They were all dumb as shit, and now I'm them.
Oh, incredible.
And I can't be a real rock and roll star anymore because I gotta make my own tea. How can you be a rock and roll star when you gotta make your own fucking
That's so
tea?
funny, man. Do you think the tour is going to go all
And
the
then
way
Oasis
through?
like, huh?
Do you guys think the tour is going to go all the way through, or are they going to get into a huge fight at some point? And like,
I think it's gonna go.
Yeah.
I think they're
they
being
plan to
paid
play it.
enough
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they're not going to fuck this
I
up.
also
Yeah.
think too, like what people don't realize is like it's really just Noel. Like Liam has been open to this for like a
Right.
decade. Like anytime he's asked in interviews, he's like, "You'll have to ask Noel." Like, I
Yeah.
would do it tomorrow. I don't care.
yeah,
And it's always just been Noel who's like Liam's a twat or whatever, and so unless like Noel just decides halfway through, like I also saw some speculation that part of the reason they're doing it is because they got mad that Taylor Swift took their record for the number of consecutive sellouts at Wembley. So that like Noel is just like motivated to do 11 sellouts at Wembley instead of over Taylor Swift's 10. And that's what like got him off the couch to be like, all right, Liam, let's fucking take our record back or whatever. But yeah, it rules, man. I love it. I love like he has so many good clips like
Yeah.
this.
yeah.
But yeah, those are
That's awesome.
2 of the
What a
best.
genius. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
I was at a memorial last weekend for
yes.
Dion Arnold.
Yep.
Miss you, buddy. But someone was really, really funny. They brought up a guitar and were telling a nice story about Dion, and then finished the story. And they're like, "Anyway, here's Wonderwall," and then they just played all of Wonderwall. Like for a second, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna do like a different song," and then he just played the whole thing, and it was awesome. It was so sweet.
That's great. I mean, Wonderwall is a great song. I mean,
Yeah.
It's a
really
great song. Yeah.
unassailable. All right. Speaking of being unassailable, let's move on to our block tale.
What did you tweet? You brought receipts, Blocktail. Woo! No longer can see that post. It's a Blocktail. Woo!
I was about to say, it sounds kind of like the DuckTales theme song.
What? What are you talking about? Don't bring that up. Dan, get our lawyers on the phone. All right, Umar, the floor is yours.
So I haven't blocked or been blocked by a ton of people. I think it was getting ready for this podcast. I was like, oh, I can just tell people to fuck off.
Absolutely.
I didn't really take that in before. So I blocked Andy Elliott, who I don't know if you guys know him. Any recognition? Remember? He, I wonder if we can pull up a little bit of him because he's a very entertaining character.
Oh, is he? Yeah, okay, I know who this is.
Agro car salesman guy.
Yeah, the guy who always like wants his salesman to have like abs and stuff. I think.
Yes,
right? Like,
yeah. He's like, if you don't have a six pack, you can't be on my team. But he's just a guy. He has these seminars where he just like screams at you to like be your best self, and he's like, get off drugs, stop watching porn, be nice to your wife. Which are all like fine things to want, but then he's like, "Because you got to be the best car salesman there is, buddy." Like he's going through such extreme. He's like works out constantly, such extreme methods to just be a good car salesman, and it's so like toxic and crazy that I've kind of forced myself to watch it just because it's so messed up. But now I've blocked it, and I feel way better.
So you were following this guy before?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I'm looking at his website right now. This looks fucking cool. The world's number one sales trainer and business coach. That's good.
Yeah.
And I love that. This is honestly, more people should just write shit like this. His book is called Kill the Old You, Total Recreation. And then beside it in like 0.70 font, it says, Andy Elliott just wrote the greatest self-development book of all time. Get it now.
That does sound good. He sort of reminds me of the guys who run those tough guy camps or whatever, where you go like sleep in the mud for a week and everyone's like screaming at you. It's that sort of vibe, I feel like.
Well, I don't know if you're looking at these like these testimonials, but Andy Frizella, entrepreneur and author and creator of 75 Hard. His testimonial is, it's a culture where everybody helps each other and does the right thing and gets jacked. This is like, and I looked up 75 Hard, and it's very similar to what you were describing, Stefan. A tactical guide to winning the war with yourself. Do you lack confidence, grit, endurance, fortitude, self-esteem, and all the other things that don't just make someone great, but successful in everything they do?
Yes.
What if you could completely transform yourself into someone who could do anything? Try the 75 Hard challenge.
Okay.
It's only 75 days, Stefan, and you could be hard, bro.
That's so many days, though, man. That's so many days.
That's like 2.5 months.
One day hard.
Oh, 1 day hard would be great.
That'd be
awesome.
God.
Yeah. Just a 1 hour hard? A day is a lot, too. That's
I think 1 day hard, they just hire a guy to beat the shit out of you for 24 hours. And then at the end of it, you're like, man, I'm strong, but also my ribs are broken.
That's the way to do it, I think. Yeah, just getting your ass beat for 24 hours. Yeah.
So were you following this guy ironically, Umar, or what was the...
Yeah, like it was initially, I went through like phases with it. Where I was following him ironically, because I can try to remember the video that popped up initially where it was him being like, what are you, to a guy in a seminar, and the guy's like, I'm a car salesman. And he's like, no, say it with your chest, man. You're a car salesman. And it's really like guys doing like Buddhist level like training, but just to become better at like scamming people at car dealerships. And like it was another video of him talking about how this is like the most important job in the world and how it's like so necessary for society. And I was just like, I gotta follow this. And then after a bit, like enough of it I watched that I was like, I think some of the motivation stuff outside of the car salesman is like helping me. in a way that I don't like that I'm getting something from this. And then it swung back around to being like, I think this is like the problem with maybe men in general is that they act like this. And now I blocked him like 2 days ago, and I was like, wow.
Good for
You
you.
feel better. I love that. What
peace.
was, can you remember like one of the things that got you motivated? Like that actually you were like, yeah, I'm taking this into my daily life.
Like the problem is that I am fundamentally stupid. So like him saying stuff like kill the old you. Like, are you just going to sit on the couch all day and not follow your dreams? And then I'd be like, watching of the 5th episode of anime TV in a row. And then I'm like, yeah, I should like write and stuff. I'm not putting work in towards a career that I clearly care about and like have dreams in,
Right.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense. I feel like
that
I've
is
never
good advice, right? It's just like,
yeah.
Sorry.
You just don't need it to be, well, it is good advice, but you also don't need it to be like, you fucking pathetic limp dick piece of shit.
No.
The problem is that like I'm like it works better when it's like that. And I'm like, what does that mean about me?
You look down, you're like, my dick is limp a lot. Fuck.
And like if a good friend were to be like, hey man, I noticed you've been really stressed about comedy. Maybe you should just like write a little more every day. Maybe you'd feel better. I wouldn't do that ever. But a bald, jacked man who I don't respect fundamentally, that's what I need. Screaming at me.
It's a good point. Damn.
Yeah.
That's deep. I love it. I mean, it's good for you to get that like potential positive messaging out of your life. Cause
but he's such a, because you just watch his videos and it's just him like screaming at a fat guy being like, you shouldn't be fat. And the guy's like, okay. And he's like, I saved another life. I saved another
we have a great listener block. This is kind of, I would say, like a bit of a throwback. Stefan, just like bugging people for fun online.
Okay.
This one is from Alex. They write in, hey blockheads. Recent mentions of the Mandela Effect subreddit on DBJ's streams and YKS reminded me of the time I got banned from that page about a year ago. I always loved reading all the posts from people who insist they vividly remember some insignificant thing from 25 years ago for some bizarre personal reason, like they learned to draw by copying the Fruit of the Loom logo or something. Anyway, I decided to start occasionally posting threads getting popular Mandela effects backwards and then freak out when everyone told me I was wrong. Or I would make up a popular kids movie that never existed and then not understand how it was nowhere to be found now. I posted maybe half a dozen of these across a few months, mostly getting a small handful of replies and getting downvoted to oblivion. I finally got banned when one of the skeptics posted a reply to me about how the Mandela effect is just people remembering things wrong. And I said something like, frankly, I think it's kind of pathetic that you trust yourself so little that you think remembering something wrong is more likely than you phase shifting into a parallel universe where everything is the same except a Sinbad genie movie doesn't exist anymore. I was banned for trolling within an hour. Well, that's it. I hope everything is going well with everyone. Love the pod, etc., etc. Bye.
Oh, that's really, really good. Man,
I love like an online pestering that's not like malicious. It's just like, here's a funny thing I'm doing, and if someone takes the bait, then I'll go in. But otherwise, I'm just gonna have some fun with it. Really reminded me of the old internet. Made me nostalgic. So thank you for sending that in, Alex. If you have a listener block you want to send in, you can do so at blockparty.com. You can also donate to the show at patreon.com/blockparty. $5 a month gets you access to 3 bonus episodes every single month. Last week, we released our maybe our most insane block of one of the two of us ever. An insane Jeopardy fan wrote into myself and my co-host Emily Heller about something I said on the Jeopardy pod, and it was positively wild. We had Libby Watson joining us for that episode. It was really fun. So you can check that out on our Patreon now. You also get access to our whole back catalog. We've got ad-free episodes, merch discounts, and more. So check it out. We also do have that live show coming up. Again, it's October 11th and 12th at the Biltmore Cabaret in Vancouver. Guys, not even a show, and us. Tickets are available right now at bit.ly/top3. That's the digit 3 weekend. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at Block Party Pod, on Blue Sky and YouTube if you want to see the video of this episode at Blocked party. And as always, if you like the show, please tell a friend. We are now here at the end of the show, which means it's time for the top 3.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Uno, 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 uno.
Mustard.
3.
Socks.
2.
Girlfriends.
Uno, 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 uno.
All right, Amar, what do you have for us?
I'm going with top 3 evil baby names.
Oh, that's good.
Top
Okay.
3.
So, like, it's not necessarily like a fictional evil baby. It's just like if you saw a baby with this name, you'd be like, they're evil.
Yeah. Or like if you had a baby and you're like, this baby's going to be evil, or like, I need this baby to be evil for whatever reason. What would
Okay.
you name it?
Okay. Love that. Okay. What's your number 3?
Number 3 is Sinclair.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah, that is a villain.
That's like a
villain name for
rich
sure.
evil. That's a rich evil.
That's a British posh evil baby.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Sinclair. Yeah, that's tough. I
I'll
love
go
that.
with this is a Simpsons reference, but Gerald, the one eyebrowed baby. You know,
Yeah.
when I hear it, because Gerald's not a common name necessarily, and kind of a weird baby name too, I guess.
It's an odd one for a baby.
Yeah.
But I hear that, and I do think of Maggie's nemesis, Gerald, the one eyebrowed baby. So
It's also just like most Geralds I've ever met go by Jerry.
yeah,
So it's like if you're not a Jerry, like you insist that people call you Gerald.
yeah, that's right.
Probably something going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone calls your baby Jerry, and you're like, "That's Gerald," and you're like, "That baby has a knife."
Yeah.
And it's good at it. Why is it good at using the knife?
Totally. Okay, I'm gonna go with my number 3. I'll go with Dexter. I don't really know why people name their kids Dexter, especially given the serial killer show and things of that nature. But yeah, Dexter. I mean, and there's also Dexter's Lab. He was kind of evil.
He wasn't a good guy.
No, exactly. So I'm going Dexter. I feel like that's a good evil baby.
That's a great evil.
That's
yeah,
really good. Yeah.
yeah.
Palmer, you're number 2.
Ooh, number 2. That's gonna be a Mr. Demon. I think that. I think if you named your baby that, then you'd be like, that's not a good baby.
Yeah, that's tough to argue with that
What are
one.
you naming your baby? It'll be Mr. Demon Sing. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, is that like an Indian? Like, does that mean something else? And I'd be like, no. That's 100%. I mean that in the English sense.
That's really good.
Oh, boy.
That would also make a great custom license plate.
Yes.
When they get older, Mr. Demon. Perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Stefan?
I'm gonna go with. I was thinking like Braden or something, like one of those kind of classic like WHL player names. I'll go with Grayson, which I think sort of works for that. But I do think of like Grayson Allen, notoriously evil basketball player. And it's sort of a catch-all for that style of like ASON names. There's so many of those, right? So I think that kind of covers all of them. But evil,
like evil, white, rich, but like in the Western world, not British.
Yeah, Grayson. Yeah, John.
My number 2, I'm going Maximilian.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
So you're not Maxwell, but you're Maximilian. That's always a bad sign when you're a Maximilian. So yeah, I'm going with that. That is my
Why's your name so long, baby?
Well, it's too long. It's so many letters. I mean, get lost, And they're like, my name is Max, and you're like, oh, Max, that's a nice name. And they're like, a million.
Maximilian.
And then you're like, okay, well, I'm out. You're evil, dude. Okay, Amar, you're number 1.
My number 1 evil baby name, and this one I did write down, is Evil Baby.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think, yeah.
I think if you named your baby Evil Baby,
you're asking for it. I think
you're asking for it. That's trouble.
It'd be so weird if they were nice. If their name was Evil Baby and they were nice, it wouldn't even make sense.
I think, but would that push the baby to be nicer? Like, it just sort of grows up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But then, what would you do if you met a person like a grown adult named Evil Baby? I'd run.
Yeah,
yeah. If they're a grown man named Evil Baby,
it's kind of like the whole thing with like people say that about Scar from The Lion King. You know, they're like, oh, you got a scar, and then everybody called you Scar forever. Like, of course you're going to turn out to be an evil lion.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's kind of like the same sort of thing. It's like, well, my parents named me Evil Baby. So what did you think?
What do you want me to do?
Yeah. What did you think was going to happen?
I'm working on 2 things: death ray and like youth serum to become a baby again.
My number 1. This is a classic. I feel like Adolf.
Oh yeah!
I mean,
how did we miss that one?
I mean, come on. Like, I feel like that one has fallen off for good reason. If you're naming your baby Adolf in 2024, I mean, you gotta. It's really fucked up. I think. Yeah.
Pretty tough. Tough.
John?
I do think we're like maybe 6 months away from people reclaiming Adolf.
I'm sure it's happened already. I would not be surprised at all. But John, you're number 1.
This may be piggybacking off of you here, Stefan, but I'm going with the classic Hitler. If you name your baby Hitler,
stepping it up even more.
Because didn't someone try to do that and they wouldn't let them do it?
Some psycho Nazi in the U.S. did try to do that, and the judge was like, "You can't." Literally, or the city or whoever was like, "You can't fucking do that. It's insane. This is like
it's gonna cause trouble."
Yeah, you can't do this.
Yeah.
Because Adolf,
that kid's name would be Hitler, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because Adolf, you could maybe get away with because it's like it's a name, right? Like
you're like I named him after the founder of Adidas.
Sure,
Adolf
right?
Adidas.
Yeah, who was he also? Anyway,
I'm pretty sure his name was Adolf.
Yeah, but I'm assuming his politics probably weren't great.
Oh yeah, definitely bad.
I think if you're naming a kid Hitler, that does sort of. There's no built-in excuse at all. Like,
there's no way you're getting around that.
No, that's a good choice. Good.
It's a bad boy.
Yeah,
I'm imagining it would be funny if they had looked up like historical Hitlers and they're like, no, it's not the one you're thinking of.
Yeah, it's got 2 T's in it.
Yeah, it's this other guy.
Yeah.
I remember this like old news story that I read where I think it was in Australia where it was like the youngest they had ever let a kid be a ward of court.
Yeah.
Because they let the kid change their name because they had named their kid Tallulah Does the Hula from Hawaii.
Oh my God.
And then the kid was like, I get bullied all the time and I really hate my name. And the judge was like, yeah, that's valid. What do you want your name to be? And they let the kid change their name legally at age 9.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Pretty good stuff. Good stuff out there. With
the parents on the back booing.
Yeah, boo, get lost. Great times. Amar, thank you so much for being here. Great to have you on the show. Before we go, anything you'd like to plug?
Just my special, which I think was very nicely plugged off of the top. It's called Please Don't Kill Me. It's on all audio streaming platforms, and the video is on YouTube. Please go watch it on YouTube because that's the one that I check and freak out about the most, those numbers. So look at that one.
There you go. Give Amar's special a shot. And where can people follow you to find your dates and things like that?
At Real Exciting on Instagram. That's I post all my shows and some fun clips there.
Perfect. All right. So follow Amar at Real Exciting. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at Block Party Pod, YouTube at Blocked Party, Blue Sky at Block Party. Again, you can donate to the show at patreon.com/Block Party, and we will see you back here next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.